Hi.
Somebody
Starting a video.
and there gets to be as many as 30 and you can't see them.
They can hear us. It's moved.
I'm here. I can't hear anybody though.
Well, we'll say good evening.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
All right, now, that sounds better. Hi, Rachel.
James O'Brien and Chris McDade here.
Hello.
Hey, Ty, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm on a weird computer tonight, so sorry
Yeah.
if my noise is a little weird.
It looks like Rachel jumped off. She might have been having trouble with audio.
I'll text her and ask.
Okay.
Yeah, so the chair's computer is restarting right now. So once that's done, she'll be back on. And I think we'll be just about ready to open the meeting.
Okay. Hi, Mike. Hi, Jacob. Hi, Pauline.
Hello,
Hello.
how is everybody?
We're all
I'm
well.
good. You, Pauline.
I'm okay.
Good.
Hi, Leroy. Rachel, you with us?
I'm having trouble. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay.
You sound fine.
Right, but I can't see anything.
Ah. Well,
Let me see.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Glenn.
Okay, let me.
Hello.
we seem to be 7 now. Ty, what do we need?
That's a quorum. So I think
Alright.
7 is actually the number, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's working. It's just very slow. All right. Is everybody, are all the applicants here?
Blanca Brooklyn, present.
I think they are, Rachel, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Let me see if I just lost it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just try to restart one more time because I can't see everything. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll just see who's who while you're gone.
Okay, that would be
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Hey, Ty, I just reloaded the Google Drive. And I'm only seeing 4 folders here. Did we lose one?
That's right, yeah. 226 7th Avenue was pushed to next month.
Okay. So who is here from 74 Fifth Avenue?
Good evening, Anthony Carabello with John Carlson, the applicant. How are you?
Hello.
Okay, very good, thank you. And what about 278 Fifth Avenue? Fifth Avenue? Anybody representing 278 Fifth Avenue? What about 215 Union Street?
Hello, James and Chris here.
Very good, thank you. And 787 Union Street.
Hi, good evening. Sandra Han, representing Flamingo Baby Kitchen.
Very good, thank you.
Hello, Nicole Proudbuff, owner and chef of Flamingo Baby Kitchen.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
So we're still waiting on, what was that, 215 Union Street?
No,
we're here.
215.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, the other one. 278 Fifth Avenue.
78.
Okay. And we've got a couple of attendees, Herminio, Mark, and Patricia. If you guys have something to contribute, you should probably put it in the chat. Let us know why you're here. If you wanted to speak to one or the other of the applications, just give us a heads up so that we don't forget about you, all right?
All right, I am back. My camera's not working though. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, and everyone's here, right?
No, we're still missing the applicants from 278 Fifth Avenue.
Oh,
And one of our applicants apparently has gotten pushed off until next month. So we've only got 3 present so
Okay,
far.
so, well, we can start.
Yeah.
We'll start with 74 Fifth Avenue.
Hello, how are we doing, guys? Sorry about that.
Great, 74 Fifth Avenue, Anthony Carabello, present with my client, John Carlson. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all well.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
An on-premises liquor license for 74 Fifth Avenue. Previously, this had a liquor license that recently closed. It's been licensed there since 2011. The name of the premise was a Wolf and Deer.
They called it Wolf.
Wolf and Deer. It's a pretty small venue, guys. It'll be 4 to 5 tables with 10 to 12 seats and a bar with 10 seats.
10 seats.
Background music only, no outdoor seating. Hours of operation 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sunday to Thursday, and 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. The food will feature sardines. We had sent you the menu. John's pretty excited about this. Features sardines. If you take a peek at the menu, it's pretty robust, and it's going to be an interesting menu from that perspective. There'll also be charcuterie and cheese platters. A little background on John. He is originally from Wisconsin, graduated high school, went into the Marines, served our country, and wound up in Brooklyn. He taught art in Park Slope from 1993 to 2002. He was a teacher. He also taught in Buffalo. He had another liquor license under the same name in Bedford-Stuyvesant, full liquor license from 2014. I also obtained that for him. Had a very good rapport with Henry Butler and CB3 over there. He unfortunately closed due to COVID in 2019, as many people did. I'm sure as the prior occupant of this premises did as well. So he had a good operating record. This isn't his first rodeo, and we'd be glad to address any questions or concerns the committee might have. But just to reiterate, very small venue, recorded music only, no outdoor seating, experienced operator.
I just have one question. I'm looking at your day and hours of operation. It looks like there was Monday was missed.
Yeah, I saw that. That was it's the same hours. It's considered, if you see, go down. I apologize. I was hoping you didn't see that, Rachel. For some reason, in the processing of it, I was going to actually send Ty. I was going to fix it and send it to Ty real quick, but.
It's okay. That's the first thing I saw, but I figured that if you're gonna have the kitchen open, you're gonna have the place open, and if not,
Yeah.
not. Okay, I see Glenn has his hand up. Go ahead, Glenn.
Yes, you mentioned that it was a small place, and from what I can tell, it's only 10 feet wide. Is that correct?
The outside, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
The first 12 feet as you enter is 10 and a half feet. And then it opens up a little
Oh,
more.
okay.
At its widest, it's about 13 and a half, 14.
It's
Okay.
only 5.
Tight
Only
squeeze.
what?
And then the only other thing that jumped out at me is background music, and there was some checkbox on open windows, which can be problematic if music is carrying out into the street. We need to discourage that because it's against the law.
Yeah, we would close the windows I think, is your at 10 o'clock? What is the?
It's our policy is no, there should not be music going out onto the street. It should be contained in the building. So they really shouldn't be open. But certainly we don't want to make a nuisance. And if there was outdoor seating, we'd want that shut down at 10 or 11. But I'm just concerned that if it's loud inside and windows are open, could be making a nuisance to the neighbors.
Yes, this will not be a loud venue because of its size. This is more of I guess you'd say kind of a date bar, kind of a more quiet, conversational kind of place. So the music is there, nice music, but not loud thumping music is definitely not.
Date music, whiskey, and sardines.
Yeah.
Let's switch places. That was good.
All right.
Anyone else from the committee have questions?
I mean, my only, it's more of an observation than a question, but if the gentleman's ran a spot before, he knows this. You can only have 50 seats with one restroom, but if anybody else comes at him about that, if anybody from the buildings department says, how many seats do you have? Don't say 74.
Yeah,
Good luck to you.
I actually think, the place crowded will be about 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should probably put that on your application, I guess.
Okay.
I can email that into Ty.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, very good.
I can't. Do we we have some attendees. Is there any attendee that's here for this application that would from the community that would like to speak or have questions?
And Rachel, while you were away,
Yes.
I asked if any attendees wanted to comment. They should put something in the chat, let us know why they're here.
Yes.
And we've not seen anything.
Okay, yeah. Yep, no, nothing in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions from the committee? Anyone like to make a motion? Okay, Glenn?
I'll move to approve the application as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Did I hear a second?
Leroy.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so motion by Glenn, seconded by Leroy. Any discussion on this motion? No. Okay, so all in favor of the motion to approve the full liquor license for, I'm sorry, it was 74 Fifth Avenue. You can say aye or put it in the chat.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions, please note that in the chat too. I don't believe so. I think that was all unanimous. Wait, I'm just, okay. That was not a chat on abstentions or opposition. So the motion passes. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much,
Thank
everybody.
you
Have a
very
great
much.
night.
Yes.
Good luck.
Leroy and Ty, have a great night, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Okay, so the next applicant, we have 215 Union Street.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
So-
give me 1 second to open
Yeah,
up the questionnaire.
Of course.
And this is Gus's Chop House, correct?
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
So my name is James O'Brien. This is Chris McDade, and we're the owners of Popina Restaurant. Popina is on Columbia Street between Kane and DeGraw, and we've been open for 4 years, 2017, and we wanted to continue our foray into this lovely community by opening another spot on Union Street. Turns out that the owner was moving upstate, so we linked up with him, and he wanted to sell. So we thought, what better way to than to give the neighborhood another restaurant. So we're lucky that we weathered the COVID storm, and part of that is because we're exactly what I just said, which is a neighborhood restaurant. I remember when we were first handing out community flyers for Popina, everyone was like, "Oh, you guys are the Manhattan people that are opening up the restaurant." But the whole idea is we love neighborhood restaurants and community. So it just made sense for us to open up another restaurant within our community. So 215 Union between Clinton and Henry. It's right now it's a spot called La Sagone. Might butcher that pronunciation, but we're gearing up, with community board support, of course, to take over that spot and make it a chop house of sorts. And my business partner, Chris, could tell you a little bit more about the menu and our background.
Yeah, so we worked together 10 years ago, maybe, and then I moved back to Atlanta. When I came back, bounced around a few restaurants. James was bouncing around a few restaurants, and we decided what two better people to open an Italian restaurant than two Irish guys. And so that's what we did. And like James said, we kind of fell in love with the neighborhood. It was a struggle in the beginning. But we like it a lot. I mean, we're actually thinking of moving here. My son's name is Gus, by the way. He's 3, so that's where Gus's Chop House comes from. So not only is this personal to us from just like a restaurant and a business standpoint, but it also has my kid's name on it. So yeah, but like James said, we just want to, there's not a lot of spaces in our community, restaurant spaces that are available. So when we were actually in negotiation in the city on a lease, and then when this one came up, we just scrapped that immediately and put all our attention to this one. So yeah, we're just hoping, we can continue giving people hospitality and wine and food.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the committee?
I'm just curious if you'll keep the chalet things out front.
We don't know yet. You like it? Oh, well, that depends, right? We're not sure what the city's going to let us do or not. We think they're going.
None of us are sure what the city's going to let us do. So I own a bar on Court Street. So
it has to be roll away. We have to roll everything away at night, from what we've heard so far. So we can't leave anything there overnight, I think, is what they're leaning towards.
Leroy,
Yes.
anything you want to add to that conversation?
You won't have to roll it away at night. I can guarantee you that.
I like that, Leroy.
Because there's no place to put them.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about that actually.
We spent like 2 hours talking about how we were.
No, you won't have to roll it away. You would have to move it if they want to come and do any repairs to the roadway. You're going to have to move it, but you won't have to move it every night.
We don't have to find 6 garage spaces to roll them into.
Right.
Amazing. Well, and so I know outdoor space is a big, is a big conversation at these community boards. And I like to think that we've done a really good job. I don't know if anyone on this panel has been to Popina. I hope so. But one of our biggest things that I guess we're known for, other than the hospitality food, is our big backyard. And I think, what's important to us is to remain neighborly and not, not necessarily, we don't have music outside, and we're very respectful of our neighbors. And so I think we've kind of have like a track record of not only, standing before y'all and telling you what we're going to do, but actually practicing that and having great relationships with our neighbors. And, we're always happy to, a lot of our neighbors actually moved out during COVID. So, this last summer, we were actually reintroduced to a whole new group of people. And, we're getting along really well. And, part of us is we're trying to add, we're like, is no bullshit. We're trying to like add to our community and add to our neighborhood. So the idea of like having like a rowdy outdoor area or anything is not something that like we're trying to do. But we also realize that outdoor spaces like the parklet, or outdoor seating on like the patio, even if it's a table or two, those tables, that adds a lot of revenue, bottom line revenue for a small business. Right now, Popina has 25 seats inside our restaurant. So the idea that we could sit people outside is a game changer for us. So, for us, we're going to remain good neighbors at Popina and at this new location. If that means, whatever time restrictions or no music or whatever that means, like, we're happy to abide by. We just want to make sure that we could, run a business in the right way.
Glenn, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up because that was what I was going to ask you about. Of course, we are concerned with the outdoor seating. And it's more of a concern when, it might be a loud bar. This clearly is not what you're intending. It's a straight up restaurant. Less of a concern, but still, there was in the application both live and recorded music, possibly.
Yeah.
And open doors were checked off. So that's a concern if music carries out into the street, that you be sensitive to making a nuisance to the people who are directly across the street. You have a wider frontage on this space than your typical 20-foot wide, 25-foot wide storefront. So it could potentially be a problem for people across the street if you're broadcasting sound out at them. So something to be aware of, keep the doors closed. You can get tickets for, sending music out the windows, out the doors. But your hours are right in line with our requirements that during the week, Sunday to Thursday, that you have everybody in by 11, and Friday and Saturday, everybody in, shut down outside by midnight, and just keeping quiet out there so it doesn't get raucous.
Without a doubt. I mean, to be honest, we would be open later, but we don't think the neighborhood would really support the later. We're a restaurant that's catering to the families and the date nights and all that, and like you said, it's not a bar, it's a restaurant, and
you might have the odd late night party now and again.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but
it's
also,
not likely to be a big thing.
I'm not trying to be that late either.
Yeah.
I have to say I've been to Popina a couple times with my parents, with my friends. People. Everyone's had a lovely time. You guys seem like you're very respectful in the way you run your business.
I appreciate that.
You have there's several residences above that your spot. I can only imagine that if you survived in that space, that I'm assuming that there would be good things to see in this space. So
thanks for sharing that, Jacob. That's helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know that there's someone from the community on this application. So any like to comment or have questions?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to hear that you're the Popina guys, because that place is fantastic.
Good.
I think a lot of questions have been answered about noise and hours, and doesn't sound like you're a late night crazy bunch, and that's comforting. My big issue has been, since the outdoor seating has been there, the guys now haven't been able to put their garbage in front of their actual restaurant. So everything gets put in front of our apartment next door, in the street or on the sidewalk. And I mean, I don't know what the alternative is if that outdoor seating is always there, but I just wanted to make sure, and I'm assuming because it's you guys, this doesn't even need to be said, in terms of picking up afterwards, like the next day when the garbage is dragged away and food is left behind. A lot of times now stuff is not, swept up in a timely fashion, shall we say.
Yeah, no, I mean, we struggle, it's impossible to get these guys that drive the truck stuff to clean up. I mean, they're busy, right? They're running around, and so it is.
No, I didn't mean that the men who or the people who pick up the garbage and put it in the trucks are doing that. I mean, they're just dragging the stuff.
Yeah, we just assume that that's part of our responsibility.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
And just like you don't want garbage in front of your place, we don't want garbage in front of our business. So
right.
We're we've gotten to the point where you know, we kind of treat that like sidewalk as an extension of our dining room, and you know, we want to keep it clean, and you know, just like our neighbors at Popina, they all will have, you guys will all have like my cell phone number. Anything, you know, anything's bothering you, whether it's something we know or don't know about, like, you know, you have our number to,
Right.
you know.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
So are we.
Any other, thank you. Any other questions, either from the community or from the committee, or any comments?
There's nothing further. I would make a motion to accept the application as is.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. So motion by Jacob, seconded by Mike. Any discussion to approve the application as is for the full liquor license at 215 Union Street? Any discussion on that motion? Okay, hearing none, then we'll bring a vote. All in favor of the motion to approve the application for the full liquor license at 215 Union Street, please say aye or indicate in the chat.
Aye.
Aye.
Any, yes? Any opposed or abstentions, please also indicate that in the chat. I don't see any. Check. Okay, then the motion passes. So thank you. Congratulations.
Yeah, hey, good luck. I'm gonna miss La Cigonia. You almost got the pronunciation right. But I'm kind of looking forward to a, what is that, a 24-ounce ribeye.
Yeah.
It's all you. It's all you.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, and we'll see y'all soon.
Great, thank you.
All right. Very good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, the next applicant is 787 Union Street, Flamingo Baby Kitchen.
Hi, good evening. How are
Hello.
you? So I'm here with the owner, Nicole Proudbuff, right here present. Hi. So I'm here representing the restaurant. We're applying for a full liquor license. So I'm going to give you a little history and background about the restaurant. Nicole has been operating the business, I would say, for the past few months. It's not even 6 months that she's been operating. Last year, during the pandemic, she's been renovating the restaurant extensively, a lot of painting, a lot of work, a lot of furniture is going on. So I heard, I found out that the previous owner had a liquor license in the past. They quit the liquor license about mid-2021 before Nicole took over the business. I don't know the reason why they quit. Probably they just went out of business because of financial problems. And Nicole has an extensive experience in restaurants. She's been working as a chef for so many years. So right now the restaurant is very small. We have about 30 feet wide storefront. There is a grandfather outdoor area that we actually have metal railings that we cannot remove them. It's grandfather for so many years. We're only sitting about 12 chairs inside. There is no music, no open doors. And also we're planning to operate the restaurant from Monday to Friday from 10 o'clock in the morning to 12 midnight. Right now we're just closing early until 10 o'clock at night because Nicole should try to move into Brooklyn, a little closer to the restaurant. Right now she lives around Pennsylvania. She has to drive about 2 hours away every day. Yeah, so also by the time we get the liquor license, we're proposing to close a little bit late on Saturday, Sunday until 12 midnight and open for brunch on 9 o'clock in the morning. We only have background music inside the restaurant. We only offer Caribbean fusion. Food menu, very interesting. I also scanned the menu for all of you to look at it. The food is delicious. More than welcome and welcome to the restaurant to try it out in the future. And also there are 17 chairs inside. There are no bar stools. The restaurant is really, really small to pretty much like increase the capacity indoors. Pretty much that's it. I would like to bring the floor to Nicole just to talk about her and what she does and about the food that she offers.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Sandra. My name is Nicole Proudbuff. I currently reside in Pennsylvania. I run a business, Flamingo Baby. We call it for short, in Park Slope. The community has been amazing. I was lucky enough to take over the old Rosewater space from former chef John Tucker, who left the business, who is now a youth soccer coach. So he's living out his, I guess, his final destination, so to speak. Throwing in that chef coat, it's not a bad thing once you fulfill that calling. John left me with a beast of a tiny, tiny space. When I say that, I mean we opened October 8th, which was a Friday. That weekend, we were packed for brunch. I didn't invite anyone. We did no grand opening. It was totally intended to be soft, and we were slammed. John left behind a huge brunch legacy. He gave me a lot of gems, a lot of do's and don'ts for the community, and just to kind of fit in and just take over and be super successful. So I said, if I'm going to follow someone, it has to be John. I'm following his lead. I am definitely capitalizing on the brunch crowd, offering specials with Southern and Caribbean fusion. Literally there from open to close every day, trek in 2 hours both ways. I'm looking to hopefully be a resident of either Park Slope or the closer proximity communities to the Park Slope area. When time calls, I am fully focused on just building the business right now. Again, the reception has been amazing. The reviews have been great. The worst reviews have been, people not being able to get a seat on a Saturday during our busiest time. Those 1-star reviews, I mean, I'm definitely learning a lot. So as it warms up, we're just looking forward to, warmer weather. I'm hoping the restrictions get lifted on the 7th and we are just able to go back to some form of normalcy. Looking forward to being able to serve the cocktails and beverages that will complement our Caribbean and Southern fusion menu. So everyone can get the full experience of what Flamingo Baby has to offer.
That's quite a commute. I can't even.
It's full on dedication.
That is, that is. I see Glenn has his hand up. Go ahead. I think he's still muted. Glenn, you're still muted.
Yeah.
There you go.
Got it. Yeah, I have no problems with this. Your hours are quite reasonable. Your outdoor space also, if you shut down at 10 o'clock, you're really not going to be a problem for the community. I do notice on your application, though, that on page 4, it says, do you have any outdoor space within the property line? And you've not checked that box. Yes. So you'll want to correct that in your application so that it is accurate. And really,
didn't notice. Let me double check.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple thing, but you might as well get it right.
Number 6, section 6.
Oh, okay, let me check.
Yeah. There's a few that aren't answered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But actually, that was not considered like a sidewalk cafe because I didn't want to be confused with the third question.
Yeah, your
Do you have
diagram
the outdoor
shows.
space?
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Oh, I just
there you
left
go.
the blank.
Yeah.
I see.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Your
Got it.
diagram shows it, but you might as well check it just so that all the boxes are checked.
Oh, I see. I see. Got it. I apologize for that.
No problem. Did you have anything else, Glenn? You got it.
No, that was it.
Okay. Is anyone else from the committee have any questions or comments?
Nice to see that space is being used again. And there's a nice brunch spot over there in Park Slope.
Yeah, I've seen amazing reviews about it, so.
I just looked it up. It looks like it's going to be hard to even get in the door.
I can never get in. I just want to say that.
And they have fried chicken on their menu.
Yes, I know. I still can't get in.
Thank you all so much.
Anyone from the community that is here on this application? I don't think so. Just double checking.
Yeah, the time is growing short and we still have 4 people out there as, who've not told us why they're lurking out there.
Observers. Okay. Anyone like to make a motion?
I will move to approve the application as presented.
I'll
With-
second that.
What about the changes? The couple,
Changes.
it's just,
I think all we were changing was checking that box, right?
right, yeah,
Yeah,
nope, I
which
just
is-
want to make
which is-
sure.
Yeah, which is minor. It doesn't require a change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion from Glenn, seconded by Karen.
Yep.
Thank you. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll call to vote. All in favor of approving the application for a full liquor license for, I'm sorry, I want to get the address. Flamingo Baby at 787 Union Street. Say aye or indicate in the chat.
I do.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposition or abstention, please also note that in the chat. Don't see any. So the application is approved. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing you all there soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay, do we have the applicant for? We were waiting on, is this?
Is that Mr. Kantaris?
Hello.
278A Fifth Avenue?
Yes, that is me.
Okay, excellent.
I can tell by the by your hoodie.
Gave it away, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. This is Bonnie's Grill.
So yeah, we've been there for, well, not me technically, but the store's been there for about 22 years now. I took over about 4 years ago. If I didn't buy the place, when I bought the place, it would have shut down. There was definitely some feedback in the community when I did take over. They weren't sure what I was going to do, fix it, change it, this and that. I planned on keeping the name. So I basically kept what it was and what the original owner, Mike Neighbor, had intended it to be. And it just fell through the cracks after he had sold it to the owner before me, and it fell through the cracks and it probably would have closed. So I took it and I took over. So actually, it's not my first restaurant. I have 3 other ones in Manhattan. And so I've dealt with stuff like this before. I'm actually a trained chef. I went to Art Institute of New York about, I don't even know how long, 10 years maybe, give or take. I've worked under multiple chefs, some known, some unknown, and I've been my own restaurateur for about, I don't even know. I actually went to school a lot longer than 10 years ago, I guess. But I've been in the bit of my own restaurants for about 8 years now. So this place had its liquor license prior. It was just a beer and wine. So I've been looking to expand it now to a full liquor license only because, I mean, with what's been happening going on, just felt like that bringing that extra little revenue income would definitely help because, you know, I have a big sports following and stuff like that. So people have been asking me and stuff like that. So I figured let me try and see if I can get it just to help everyone out, you know, if that's what they want, you know, during the football games, I get the whole Bills fans coming in every week, you know, it's almost like a family over there. It's this season, it was actually a pretty upsetting one because it's like the farthest they've ever got in a while. So when they got kicked out now, it was very upsetting for everyone, but it's kind of like a little family over there, you know. I've been in that family now for maybe 3 years. It's not that long and stuff, but I definitely built a reputation with the community, or at least the people that have been coming there. So I'm just trying to, I guess, give it back to them. Or like I said, I had people ask for it, so I figured let me just try for it. Why not? You know, that's basically that.
Okay. Glenn, do you have your hand raised?
Yeah, aren't I quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just looking at your menu. It seems like a sort of not a typical bar menu, a little bit more substantial than that, but it's a bar. You mentioned sports. But I'm curious about the hours, though. What was it, 11 to 11, which seems.
Actually, those hours I think are wrong because it's actually 12 to 10 every day. It used to be Fridays and Saturday 12 to 11, but ever since COVID, it just made it straight 12 to 10. So we literally by 10 o'clock. Yeah, we're not like a loud, crazy like drinking bar and stuff like that. We're basically.
So I'm just curious, as a bar to be closed at 10 or 11 seems surprising. Is that because you have several other restaurants and limited bandwidth?
Yes, and also no. I mean, the hours prior, before I actually took over the original, not the original. I never met the original owner actually, but the guy was the guy in between us that was only open for lunch 5 to 10, and Friday and Saturday he was still 11. So when I took over, I slowly opened it up lunch as well again. So I was doing 12 to 10, Friday, Saturday, 11. Again, like you said, the menu is different. It's not the typical bar menu, everything I make from scratch. So I take more pride in the food aspect since I'm a chef and I've been doing it for so long, So I'm not your typical bar owner. I'm more of a typical restaurant owner. So that's I tend to the food more.
If I can interrupt, I think the point that Glenn is trying to make is if the Bills are on Monday Night Football, you can't serve liquor past 11 o'clock. If your application stays like it is.
No,
you
yeah,
don't have to be open as late as your liquor license says, but you can't serve if you don't have one with the stated hours. So you can write what.
I wasn't trying to say that. I was merely teeing it up because I knew you would, Mike.
It's my role. It's my role, Glenn.
An important role. So
that's up to you.
Something to be aware of. You might want to consider that.
So keep it at 11, you're saying?
No, if you want it to be later, if you, it doesn't change your hours of operation, but your liquor license, if you want to stay open later for
So would I need to amend that, or how would I go about doing that?
Yes, you can amend it. Just give us an idea of what you're thinking, what you think would be the hours that you would want to stay open until.
I mean, the only time I've really stayed open was if it's a late game and stuff like that. And we don't really, again, we just keep the same guys that come in to watch the games and we just stay there and we watch the game till it's done. My guys in the kitchen start closing up, they start cleaning, and we're just hanging out at the bar, watching the game till it ends. And basically that's that.
So here's the thing, we have no influence on the food you serve and what kind of drinks you have. I think our primary concern is making sure you fit into the neighborhood, do not create a nuisance. We're more concerned with bars than we are with restaurants. We're more concerned with late hours than we are with what you're presenting. But we also want you to be successful, as Mike explained, and be flexible. If you put down 4 a.m., you don't have to stay open to 4 a.m. But if you put down 11 p.m., you can't stay open to 4 a.m.
Gotcha.
So maybe give yourself some flexibility. Sure. If you want to shut down and go home, you can make the hours anything you want. But your liquor application is going to dictate your flexibility.
So yeah, I mean, not that I would ever need to do even 4 a.m., but I mean, I could probably, I guess, do 1 a.m. It's never going to stay open, but just to have it there, I guess, wouldn't be.
Just in case.
Yeah, that's all. I had no idea, but yeah, that sounds about right. Yes.
Okay. So all you would have to do is just adjust the top row for operation and just say that'll be till 1 a.m. And get that to tie.
And to the SLA.
Well, yes.
More importantly.
Yes, the SLA, yes. So that, just to give yourself that flexibility.
Okay.
So in the interest of making a motion, can you say now what the likely hours are going to be so that we can reflect that in the minutes?
It goes up to what? Up to 4, you said?
Yeah.
I'll put it to 2, just, I guess, but again, the latest I'll ever stay open to is 12 in case a game's going on. But yeah, I guess I'll do 12 to 2 a.m.
So 12 until 2 a.m., 7 days?
7 days, yeah, that's fine.
Outdoor space, 10 o'clock? stays the same, right?
Yeah, I only have the deck outside with the street deck thing. I
Right.
two tables out there, but yeah, we don't have TVs out there or anything like that. So
That's my greatest concern is that, it's loud outside and
yeah, no, the doors closed. The doors are closed. We don't. Again, we're not playing it loud or anything like that either. So it's not really an issue there.
Okay. Anyone from the community here on this application? Nope. Okay. Glenn, do you still have your hand up?
Unintentionally.
Any other questions? Any other questions from the community? I mean, from the committee? Anyone like to make a motion?
I make the motion to approve it as presented.
With the hours,
Adjusted
12
hours.
until 2, outdoors until 10. And I'll
Outdoors.
second that.
Excellent. So motion by Leroy, seconded by Glenn for a full liquor license at, oh boy, it's the big one, 278 Fifth Avenue, 278A Fifth Avenue, Bonnie's Grill. Sorry, I didn't ask if there was discussion, if the committee wanted to discuss this one. I didn't think so. But okay, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions, please put it in the chat.
I'm abstaining. Right.
Okay, Pauline's abstaining. Okay, so
So what are those numbers then?
then it's six, are we six?
6,
5, 6,
0, 1?
6, 1, yeah, with a
6, 0, 1.
Yes, yes. Okay, so the motion passes, and good luck, and well, you're already doing business, so
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a great
continue
day.
on. Okay, thank you. So that is it for the applications. Any new business?
Yes.
Okay,
I think I probably included, well, I don't think I sent it to everybody, but Rachel, Leroy, I sent it to Mike and Peter. When I found out that there had been a public review on the planning for the street dining. And when I looked at that, it seemed like most community boards throughout the city had taken a position, had weighed what was being suggested and made comments, and I never even heard about this. So I don't know if we dropped the ball or a decision was made not to bother with this, and I'm wondering if anybody else knows anything about it.
Glenn, I work at DOT and I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
I think, Glenn, I took it to mean that it was the West Village and the East Village where it's more cramped. There's a lot more housing right around that's my take on it. So.
No, but hold on.
There was city council, there was a city council hearing where a lot of residents and there were people from different boards, not per se board members, but it is a big deal, and it was a city council hearing. I don't know if, I think there is going to be some type of continuation, but as far as a board, I don't know if the board would weigh in, but it does need to make sure that we're up to date. So I agree with you, Glenn. I mean, there has to be some kind of conversation because it's being had, outside in the world.
So I just put a link to the New York City Planning page in the chat. And it's showing what's completed. It's a zoning text amendment. What it's doing apparently is to remove all zoning language which governs outdoor seating. And I'm not sure I'm saying this exactly right because, I'm playing catch up here. But basically, they're removing Department of City Planning zoning restrictions on outdoor dining so that they're not going to be controlled by the Department of Buildings. I mean, maybe it makes sense so that it's streamlined, because right now, there are all kinds of rules in the zoning resolution which would be administered by the Department of Buildings. And then the Department of Consumer Affairs has responsibility for sidewalk cafes, and then DOT has got responsibility for the street side. And maybe this makes sense, but we were not even given an opportunity to look at it. And if you look at that website, you can see that lots of community board, it says it's in public review. And I know somewhere I saw a whole lot of community boards have sort of weighed in on this. And
So can I just jump in here and offer like what I know from the office's perspective?
Yes, please.
This is a citywide text amendment. There are many, many citywide text amendments every year that run through review. I don't actually know why we didn't review this one. I can't say that. I'm not the first point of contact.
But hold up a second. Hold up a second.
But city planning didn't put out a big information.
Hold up. We came to the community board. Well, I shouldn't say we. They came to each community board in regards to this zoning amendment. All right. The problem is it was confused with the sidewalk cafe, with the street, the open restaurant program. But they did come to every community board. So you got a chance to hear it. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't it already pass the zoning?
Yes, that's right. It's in the mayoral's review at this point.
It's already passed. So now, that's why I was confused, Glenn, when you said we didn't know about it. I wasn't sure exactly what you were talking about. So if you're talking about the zoning text amendment,
it says open restaurants / sidewalk cafes. It's a non-ULURP zoning text amendment that, as I said, basically hands everything to DOT or will. Right. So they're taking everything out of the zoning resolution.
On the television, and it's been in every major newspaper, had to do with the controversy surrounding the sidewalk constructions that have not really been
monitored,
legalized in any way. Has there been any discussion as to the sizes and who will monitor, how they will clean the sidewalk, and how communities like ours who have different sizes, different constructions, different hours will cope going forward after these COVID-19 restrictions are removed?
Okay. We have to do something. The first thing we have to do is separate the two. One is a zoning amendment and one is the outdoor structures. You have to separate the two, all right? The first thing they wanted to do was do what Glenn said, was change the zoning where you can put these structures anywhere in the city. Because right now, there are certain locations in New York City that these structures cannot be placed in because of zoning. So what they wanted to do is change the zoning so it can be placed anywhere. Now, it's going to be put in DOT's hands. Okay, once they do that zoning change, this whole outdoor restaurant, everything's going to be put into DOT's hands. DOT has not come up with the formalized program for outdoor restaurants yet. So that there's nothing to bring to the community to talk about because they haven't come up with a program yet. What they're going to do is come up with a program, share it with, I think they're going to go to the borough boards first. And then you will have an opportunity as a community board to comment on it. Okay,
That's right.
Now there are going to be different things, and I heard Pauline, and we even mentioned it earlier about somebody talking about we got to move it every night. There are going to be specific rules and regulations that govern these outdoor sidewalks moving forward. They're all going to be the exact same. They're all going to be the same sizes in terms of what they can put out there. and this is, don't quote me on this, but from what I understand, they're not gonna have roofs, they're not gonna have sides, they're just gonna be a square with tables and umbrellas.
So you can move them.
So you can move them
Yeah.
when the road needs to be taken care of. Also, they're going to be seasonal, where they're not out there all winter long collecting dust. There are going to be rules governing the garbage and how that works. So there's going to be a lot of different rules that DOT is coming up with, but we haven't put it out there yet because we're not finished making those yet. So that's why we got to keep the two separate.
That's
and I
right.
think that's what happened. People got confused because when they came to the board for the zoning text amendment, they added the outdoor restaurant. So everybody was talking about the problems they were having and not focusing on the text amendment.
Right. And can I just clarify this, Glenn?
Yeah.
The text amendment does not actually determine the rules of the sidewalk cafes. All it does is say, this is DOT's problem to solve.
Right.
That's it. Now, I don't know why we didn't review it. I don't know that we would have said anything about that, but we don't comment on every citywide text amendment. DCP kind of divvies those out. And I think they issued this in the summer when we were dealing with Gowanus.
Well, that's right. I'm looking at the, if you look at the community review, it was from June 30th to September 29th. But Brooklyn Community Board 1 had a public hearing on July 12th and voted against it. Manhattan Community Board 1 had a public hearing, voted against it. Queens Board 7 had a public hearing, voted against it. Queens 6 voted for it. So a lot of community boards took a look at this and weighed in on it. From what I'm looking at, it's probably 60-40 for versus against. And I just, I'm not necessarily against the idea of removing this and putting it in one agency's hands. That probably makes sense. I just think that we sort of missed an opportunity to consider this, and maybe it wouldn't have mattered, but I kind of hate to find out afterwards that we could have weighed in.
Hi, no one came to the community board in regards to this text amendment?
Well, we get, you know how the comms are with DCP. We get information about everything that comes through. I'm not the first point of contact on any of that, so I don't know.
Oh, I know.
But
Glenn, I'll check tomorrow. I could have sworn they came to the community board or to something during the summertime.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't meet.
It is.
I mean, we don't meet anyway.
Well,
I know.
It is possible though that I don't remember all the stuff in the summer because I was so focused on Gowanus. It is possible that this was considered at Transportation Committee, and often we don't actually comment as a full board on citywide text amendments, even if they're reviewed at committee. We don't comment on every citywide text amendment. No community board does, because there's a new citywide text amendment every day.
Yeah.
Well, I will add as a bar owner who takes his barrier down every winter. So I've taken it down, so this will be the third time I'm putting it up. But right now it's inside. And as soon as the weather gets nice enough, I'm going to put it back outside because I need the space inside. And I'm going to build it the same way I was told to build it the first time. 18 inches wide, 30 inches tall, with the sandbags inside. So, and the ramp, so I'm going to do everything that was originally done, and I'm sure it'll change, but you just roll with it. I don't have a giant outdoor structure that's like another restaurant. I just have the barriers. So kind of
Mike, there are a lot of those in the community who are not as conscious as you are, and who don't give a hoot about community during these winter months. And so they're up as derelict structures. Some of them are falling apart. They're not maintained. They're distracting. They're terrible. Some of them block intersections. They could give a hoot.
I agree with you 100%. Just because I'm a bar owner, I sit on the community. I mean, I care about this too. So yeah, I want to.
Leroy's going to fix it.
As a DOT rep, and I'm putting my DOT hat on right now, if you have derelict structures, that should be told to DOT right away. because we will give them a cease and desist, and if they don't remove it, we will remove it.
So, okay, so
I
for,
just go along Fifth Avenue and look at some of them, they haven't been open since last October.
Pauline, I understand that, but let me say, because of the bureaucracy of New York City, unless somebody makes a complaint, we're not going out there. So somebody have to literally complain that this structure is falling or dangerous for an inspector to go out there to check. And the reason behind that is because, of course, the businesses, if we go out there and just start hitting everybody, all the businesses will complain that we're picking on them. And they're losing money. So unless somebody complains, it's like the sidewalk. It's a complaint-driven thing. Unless somebody complains, we won't go out there.
There's been discussion within the bar community that there'll be a fee assessed. You'll be able to put the barrier back out, but the city will charge you. Have you heard-
there is going to be a fee for having the structure out there. Personally, I don't think they're planning on making a fee large enough. But as a bar owner, I know, I understand how you feel about that. But the numbers that I'm hearing about, to me, it's not worth giving up the space. I understand why we're giving up the space, so bar owners can get back on their feet. Don't get me, I keep saying bar. Businesses can get back on their feet because they're also trying to expand this beyond restaurants and bars.
Yeah.
They want to let other businesses, community-based organizations, they want to do a number of things to allow individual establishments to utilize the street. So there's going to be a lot of things coming out that's well beyond open restaurant.
So I just sent the link out to the whole committee, just so that we're aware of what's going on. I mean, I was kind of caught off guard, didn't know this was going down, and it might not have made a difference. And maybe we should be happy that we didn't have a public hearing and
let me say
get bogged
this.
down in it, because it's probably a good thing.
Right, but let me say this, Glenn. This is Leroy speaking again. I have to say that. It didn't matter what any community board said, they were going to go ahead and do it anyway.
Yeah. It looks
quite
like
honest with you.
Yeah.
Believe me, our former mayor wanted it to happen. It didn't matter what anybody said, it was going to happen.
There's a lot of that going around.
Happened. Yeah. So.
But we can expect that at some point we'll be having comment and presentation about the open sidewalks.
Let me say this.
Are you got your hat on again?
Leroy speaking.
Yes.
They don't want to come out to the community.
I'm sure not.
They want to go to the borough board. So my suggestion would be to make sure that our chairperson and our district manager, when he goes to the borough board, make sure they say to them, you have to come to community board 6.
So perhaps we use the email I just sent to express our interest, concern, that we can demonstrate then to Peter that we shouldn't just give this a miss, that we want to be informed at least.
Right. Even if it's just an informational meeting, we want them to come before us.
So you're not finding out after the fact, because we're supposed to have a role in this.
Right. Well, that's what we say.
That's why I signed up.
No, I'm being facetious.
We're saying
we definitely want to have a role.
Yeah.
But the city don't want you to have a role.
Yeah.
We as community deserve the right to speak, and that's only impacting on us. And I love all the businesses in my community, but a lot of them have become very selfish with those sidewalk cafes. They don't care if they take, I have to step over patrons on some of my sidewalk to come to my house. That's unfair.
Yeah.
And I agree with Pauline 100%. Mike, you're one of the better business owners, and Pauline's only talking about her neighborhood. I see it across Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right.
These structures, some of these structures, some people built a restaurant on the street.
They did.
That's right.
Literally built a restaurant on the street. And then some people built shanty towns that are falling down, that are literally dangerous.
Yeah.
All right. So I agree with Pauline, what she's saying 100%. You know, we have a number of bad actors out there. Unfortunately, they don't outweigh the good actors, but there are a number of them out there who just decided to do whatever they want, however they want. And I'll say it again, the best thing to do is to make a list of the ones that are the bad actors, give them to Ty and Mike, and have them send it to DOT.
So if some of you would respond to that email I sent out so that we can use that to ask our chairperson to make sure that we are included in whatever way is appropriate, or at least advised, I think that would be helpful, just so it's not me.
No, we've also put out, because we had also put out the request that we wanted to have someone come to our,
Right.
just to give us information separate from whatever is formally going on, but we had just asked for, information, and so that's still pending too.
So I just have one last thing. I just want to see if my arms do the same thing that
they
Leroy's
don't. You have to have a
do.
background.
They don't. So Leroy,
The Brooklyn
seriously,
Bridge behind you.
Tomorrow, if you look at the video, you can see you're going like this and your arms are disappearing. Look at the video. It's like, what the hell's happening to Leroy?
Thought he gained wings at one point. Like,
I have one more point for Ty, if Ty's still on here. Is Ty still here?
I think
I'm
so.
still here.
All right, cool. The cocktails to go, of course, was 12% of my business. It just got axed overnight. And the governor came out and said, with a glass of champagne, I'm going to put it in front of the legislation this spring, instead of making an emergency measure. Now, I assume she did that as a political move to get other people to rally around it, because it got shot down by the Retail Alliance lobbyists last time. This time, Discus, which represents all of the distributors, wants it, which is a much more powerful lobbyist than the Retail Association. So I'm hoping it will pass. Do you have any insights on that?
I don't, though. I appreciate that you think I'm in the ear of the governor.
Or the SLA, you said.
No, I don't. But SLA does all kinds of info dumps all the time. So next time they have one, I'll keep an eye out for that info and let you know.
So did they stop that immediately, or as of a certain date?
Oh, it was
They gave
stopped.
us 1 day.
Yeah.
One
stopped
day.
like overnight.
1 day notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, of course, it's a process. You have to buy all the goods to sell things to go. And now we've been sitting on them since June. So we'll be able to use that product again. So hopefully.
I'll come by one night soon and try to soak up that excess inventory then.
Thank you.
I promise.
Well, between all
You
of
can help me build my barrier.
between all the liquor store advocates who don't want you to do it for whatever reason, I have no idea, because they're selling it's same liquid but different product.
Totally.
So it won't. They feel that it's going to impede on their product of selling their wines if somebody can go to a bar and get a glass or a cup of something. I guess, I don't know. That's not.
Yeah. On the other hand, it was the bars and the restaurants that really took a beating. I think the liquor stores did okay.
They did more than okay.
Yeah.
They did more than okay.
Their business went, yeah.
I had a conversation though with James over at Scotto's, and he was saying it was sort of tricky because you didn't know what to stock. You didn't know, somebody lost their job and is sort of, looking for lower priced, or was doing fine. All of a sudden had stimulus funds and was looking on the top shelf, So it was sort of tricky navigating this, but I think all in all, I think they've done just fine.
I think they're one
Well,
of
the,
the businesses who
They
They had
profits increased.
curbside pickup. They did just fine.
Yeah.
The liquor stores, all of them, have a little mini fridge by the front door that sells RTDs, ready to drinks.
Uh-huh. So they can do it, you can't.
They're allowed to sell ready to drink cocktails to go, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But yours are freshly made and theirs are
Yeah,
canned.
exactly. Yeah, but theirs are in a can. It's either they make wine in a can now. They make everything in a can.
They make everything in a can.
They do.
Right.
They had, I mean, at the cocktails to go were nice. They came in like Capri Sun things and,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Did we,
No problem.
I think we are
See you in a week
time.
at
Yep.
the full board meeting,
Yes.
except for you, Mike.
I'll see you next month. Yeah.
Yeah.
I filled out the application. I heard back one way or the other. So I'm never going to be a full board member.
It took me a couple of years, so you know, don't give up hope.
All right. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
All right. Good night,
All
everybody.
right. Good night, everyone.
All right, good night. Have a good one.
Everybody.